Yes, March 22nd, Arsenal were on the verge of making history. If they had won the Carabao Cup final against Manchester City, they would have gone on to an unprecedented quadruple challenge. But unfortunately for them, 2 weeks after, Arsenal have lost 2 titles and they have just 2 titles to fight for, which they might eventually use. Yes, welcome to the show you have been waiting for. This is Score City, where passion meets purpose. My name is Arugundade Adedamola, and with me in the studio are my fellow co-hosts, my beautiful and handsome analysts. Please join me as I introduce the first person, the beautiful, elegant, always smiling. Yes, the very, very eloquent Elizabeth Falodun. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Good morning, and so good to be here.
Are you sure you are fine? Back-to-back defeat for Arsenal.
So many things happened, but regardless, something must kill a man.
Something must kill a man.
And Arsenal definitely not kill me. And Arteta also, let it be known that it is you that will leave this club for me. I will not leave this club for you. That's just the breaking news I want to give you.
Yes, everyone, please join me as I welcome to the show the cool, calm, collected, very gentle, but not too gentle man. His name is Ayomide Sholari. Yes, I call him Mide. What's up? How are you doing?
I'm very fine.
Why are you laughing now?
The day of reckoning is here, and I'm happy to be here again. I can't wait to get this one started, actually. So, let's do it.
There's this particular song, very popular then in Nigeria. We be 3, later become 2, later become... Arsenal, it was supposed to be 4. It later became treble. Now it's the double.
And it will soon enter trouble.
Imagine.
Quickly, we are going to start with the review of the FA Cup matches that went on with this topic now.
This is not fair.
We are starting with the review of the FA Cup matches that went down this weekend. And let me start with Arsenal. Southampton 2.
Of course, we are starting with Arsenal.
Southampton 2.
Why now?
Arsenal 1. Let me start with Elizabeth.
Why Elizabeth?
London Bridge is falling down. Falling down. Arsenal crumbling again.
It's looking like it. We are going back to our usual losing when it matters. I mean, if you look at this game, but this is the first time in a long time that Arsenal will be losing 2 games consecutively in a long time. Not just this season,
in a very long time.
And I look at Arteta, fine, this has been the Arteta that has brought us far from, from the stage of 8th position, first shot at the title, now to this very moment. He has been backed. I've backed him, the board, the fans, the players, and everybody. And then it's a shameful one that we lost that Carabao Cup, that FA Cup to Southampton in that manner. Well, credit to Southampton, they've not lost any game since January, so they've been solid at home, and then they've been doing wonders in the championship. But I do not want to believe that I can just be explaining, no evidence actually, but I will still explain. That is what is needed. I will still explain. Yes, no matter the evidence. Now, looking at Southampton, they played well. They came out better. They were not sitting back against Arsenal. They brought the game to us, and then they played their game. I would not want to say down to injuries we lost this game, because the players that we have, they are players that can play Southampton any day, any time. We can call on Ben White that has been the one causing England trouble. He came back to Arsenal again, cost us another trouble. Thank you so much, Ben White. I would not want to throw you under the bus, but however, the game was disappointing, disgraceful, disgusting one from Arteta, and I'm disappointed, honestly, that we exited the Carabao FA Cup rather in that manner.
Midi, 2 weekends, 2 titles gone.
2 weekends and 2 weekends of solid football for me. Dear God of Banter, I really want to appreciate you for delivering this arrogant team into us. They have been too big for their boots that they have been calling out, we are going to win the only thing that haven't won in football, quadruple, especially in England. And let me start with 2 competitions, 2 exits, or 2 fumbles. As a Chelsea fan, I am more than fulfilled. I am more than happy. I'm ecstatic. But let's get into the game. When I saw that game, you remember last week I was telling you that this is a game that I believe Arsenal needs to win, because he need a response, a reaction after losing that important one in that Carabao Cup. I said it that should Arsenal go on to lose to Southampton, which at that point was not actually looking like it is the real thing, like that is what was going to happen. I said it can actually be a catalyst for another bottle job. And shout out to Gary Neville. We have been calling Chelsea, 1 billion bottle jobs. I can tell you for free that we have over 700 million pound team that have done it again. The bottle job of England, the bottle job of football has done it again, and it's actually a good one.
It's your fault, Mide.
Let's be sincere. To be sincere, should we even begin to how will I say? Should we begin to beat Arsenal for losing back-to-back matches? They have been impeccable this season so far. Should we not give them credit for what they have done so far?
Yes, this is the reason why Arsenal is called Arsenal, and what Arsenal is referred to as Netflix FC. When it mattered the most, that is when they falter. And I'm actually, this is just another quote from somebody saying, why argue with Arsenal fans when they would actually, when you need to, you can just wait. And I've been saying it for countless times this season. Just wait. Arsenal is not the kind of team that until it is done, just don't give them that. And here it is proving us right. I am not in any way, I'm happy as a Chelsea fan, but at the same time, we have to look at what went wrong for them. Injuries, we cannot say injuries because this is a team that you have been shouting. We have 2 players, 3 players per position. So why are we having this talk of injury now? Why are we having this talk of we just got back from international break? A lot of players came with different excuses, So losers always give excuses. Winners, they win.
Elizabeth, let's look at. We have to be very, very sincere because I want us to be sincere with whatever is happening at us now.
Please be.
Is it a case of the coach thinking too much, or the players getting burnt out?
It's of 2 ways. First of all, Mide, no be your fault. Nah, Arteta bring me on this side where I did because I'm now on this table explaining myself over and over again.
No evidence.
Now, for this, for the question you asked, I think it is a case of it is the 2 things happening the same time simultaneously.
Okay.
Arteta first of all has this weak mentality, like he said. Losing.
Is it Arteta's fault?
It is not. It's going to be Arteta's fault and the players' fault. Now let's assume rather that Arteta has made mistake in terms of his lineup. Can you, as a player, stand up for us when it matters?
No, wait.
I mean, when you wear this badge, when you wear this Arsenal badge, that should speak volume. That should speak up, and that should psych off something in your head. That yes, I'm about to go on and win this trophy. Everybody backed us from the beginning of the season down to this very moment. Even rival fans, even haters supported us to win this match.
I mean,
I just need to look at Arteta and say, man,
you
almost give
glasses.
me. And I have gotten to a stage where, they said bushmeat go on the altar. And it's looking as if the
altar is being haunted.
Altar is being haunted by bushmeat. So I feel like the guys are worn out already. No, they are worn out.
Let's look at it like this. Is it a blessing in disguise for us now that they are out of the FA Cup? It means that they have less matches to play and more time to prepare for other matches.
For me, it means that Arsenal right now, they just need everything. They have to do everything it takes to get the trophy, the Premier League. Now that they're out of the FA Cup, it's just like, to me, it will demoralize them because this is a team that is fighting, that wants to win the quadruple. Now, Carabao Cup to their senior brother, that one is fine. But losing and exiting the FA Cup to Southampton is a lot.
You see, I still not answer my question. Is it a blessing?
It's not a blessing.
They should have just went in and competed for
everything it takes. If you look at every position, Arsenal has about 2 to 3 outstanding players in all positions. So if somebody is not available, they should be able to use that squad depth to get to the final of every competition. That is the goal. So if now that they are out of the FA Cup, well, we can say it's a blessing to an extent. But can they finish it up in the Premier League? That is where it matters.
Let's be realistic now. Let's look at Arsenal's fixture.
Yeah.
They have 7 matches to win the Premier League, and they have probably 5 matches more to win the Champions League, if that's the probability. But the most important one now is the Premier League. If you are Arteta or for Arsenal fans, which one do you think is most realistic? Is it the Champions League or the Premier League?
Banter aside, let us cool down the banter on the banter thing. So basically, in the league, Arsenal has 7. Is it
9
7?
points, 9 point clear.
No,
7
not
matches
seven
left.
matches
Yes.
left.
Is it
to
7
go.
games?
7 matches left,
Okay,
yes.
7 games to the end of the season, and out of that 7, they are playing
Manchester City.
not even Manchester City now. I looked at that fixture last night, and I was like, well, we'll see. Now, I said it in my earlier. I said I was looking at Arsenal giving a response because that Southampton should be a catalyst for them to actually get themselves back into winning ways, do their, get the winning feeling back, because it's very important at this very stage of the season. Now, look at the game they are having next after the Champions League against Sporting. They are
Bournemouth.
going, I think, to
Home.
Vitality
They are
Stadium.
at home. They are playing at home. Emirates Stadium. Yes.
Emirates. Bournemouth is coming. Now, after Bournemouth, I think they have
Manchester
Manchester
City.
City. After Manchester City, I think it should be Newcastle or
Newcastle.
Brighton. So these are teams that have shown over the years that even though Arsenal is capable of beating them, they are also capable of hurting. It is not a straightforward game. They are not straightforward games. Rather.
Can Arsenal do it?
Right now, with the kind of
Looking at what they've done so far this season
So far this
and where
season.
they are now, can they see it off?
looking at their antecedents, I don't see them.
What they
doing
have done this season. Let's leave past seasons. What they have done this
No,
season.
you see, that is the thing. Arsenal will always, come out of the block, on fire
Did they-
blazing.
this
My point is,
season,
they
can they
cannot.
do it or not?
I don't see them doing
Very
it.
good. Elizabeth, Champions League, Premier League, which one are you going for?
Right now, let's just take the Premier League that we've suffered and labored for throughout the season.
And I don't even
Now,
they win anything.
and
Sef.
to be honest, as an Arsenal fan, I don't think it's even viable that we're winning the Premier League. Looking at the mentality of the boys, the morale and everything happening in the
I
dressing
think
room.
Arsenal fans not just being pessimistic, because for what Arsenal has done so far this season, and losing 2 matches back to back for the first time in a very long time. Manchester City had a run of form whereby they were very, very bad and they were not doing anything.
No.
And nobody was complaining.
Damola,
But Arsenal have lost 2 matches back to back, and you Arsenal fans are saying that Arsenal cannot win the league.
Yes, because,
No, because
Manchester City
one-
have that experience when it comes
apart from
when it
that,
matters.
we lost games that mattered the most to us. Imagine losing a final. to
Anybody
Man
can
City.
lose a final.
Anybody can lose a final.
Last season, how many trophies did Liverpool win last season?
Just one.
How many were they competing for? 4.
All of them. Yes.
But it was almost the same run. Lost, what's it called? The Carabao Cup, lost the FA Cup, went out of the Champions League, and eventually won the Premier League.
Now the rates, their form last season, up until this moment, they were still firing.
Are you sure?
And yes, I mean they went to in the in the quarterfinals when they went away to PSG. They won 1-0.
And what did PSG do to them?
They came back. They considered in the first 6 minutes to credit to Dembele's goal, and then the game was even up until the penalty
PSG won.
shootouts. Yes, up until the penalty shootouts.
Well,
Now what I'm saying is that
As Arsenal fans, you can drop your comments. Well, I don't know what I want to say, but for me, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure Arsenal fans should throw their team under the bus, considering what they've done so far this season. Well, it's left for Arteta and his boys. They want it more, whatever they want to do. Now, quickly, let's look at
Are you
Manchester
saying that
City.
as a fan or as a presenter?
I'm saying this straightforward.
As
You
a fan.
cannot lose 2 matches in how many matches, and you are believing that your team would suddenly grow up all of this Sunday. I don't believe
Is
that.
the answer mentality? That is what is in question
let's
now.
look at
Arsenal's
Manchester City.
mentality.
Leave Arsenal's mentality. Let's look at Manchester City.
Yes.
Manchester City,
And I no go rest.
I don't understand.
I no go rest.
Hello. 2 weeks ago,
For this show.
Manchester City defeated Arsenal emphatically 2-0. Got the 2 goals, sealed it off. This weekend, Manchester City defeated Liverpool 4-0. This was the first time Liverpool are losing to Manchester City 3 times in the season. Mide, should we be afraid right now?
Yes, you have to, because let's look at it.
No,
Big
not you
wins-
have to. Should we be afraid?
No. I'm not the one competing with them for the league.
Oga, should
because
we
you are
be
not there
afraid?
now.
No. We are not the one
We are
competing.
playing them next week.
It
They're not
doesn't
big
matter.
enough
It doesn't
to
matter.
compete.
It doesn't matter.
Whatever the outcome, I believe City would do their thing.
So you have
So what I'm
accepted
saying is
your
that
team is no
big
longer a
wins
big team.
gives, it gives rhythm, it gives confidence, and this is Manchester City. Let's look at another thing we have to look at is the Haaland factor. Do you get Haaland? On his day when he's on his team, he's one of the best. In fact, for me, aside Kane, I think he's the best striker in the world after Kane. So once he's back in form, and let's look at it before majorly the turn of the year, before 2026, I think Allah scored around 60-70% of Manchester City's goal this season. So this is a guy that knows where the goalpost is. And once he's on song, when he's on form, Manchester City is on form. Same thing for Chelsea when Hazard was there. So these are somebody you cannot overlook. Once it's firing, that is another thing. And that thing is that the aside the fact that they're out of, they have legs distractions, no Champions League, no Carabao, no it's just the FA Cup. So
And
it's
the
only the
Premier
FA Cup and the Premier League now, and they have the experience. That is where I think Arsenal will come short. The experience to run what do you call it, title running. At this stage of the season, you don't want, once Manchester City peak around this time of the season, they usually go all the way. So because they have that experience, the antecedent supports that claim that they can actually do it. That is why I am tipping them, to go on a run than Arsenal, because Arsenal, yes, they have done very well this season, quite all right. The results speak for himself. But at the same time, you have to look at what they have been doing. Like, have they been? Do they have that? Did they have it in them to overturn issues like this? That would be the sticking point.
Elizabeth, simple word. Are you afraid?
I'm afraid. I'm very much afraid.
Why should you be afraid?
Because
Fear not.
one thing about Arsenal is that once a team wins Arsenal, they go on to to peak form. Look at Crystal Palace last season. As they beat Arsenal at Emirates, they went on to win the FA Cup. Beat the likes of Liverpool, Man City, and what have you.
So Arsenal are now a stepping stone for other clubs.
It's looking like it. That's the obvious one. So now look at how they trashed Liverpool. That's a testament of the form they picked up from the final at Wembley against Arsenal. So for me, I'm afraid. And now there's less pressure for City. Just like Mide mentioned, they're out of the Champions League. They won the
Elizabeth, you're
Carabao Cup
looking
already.
sober.
I'm sober. How will I not be sober?
No, City don't
Losing
chase
to
titles.
Southampton.
No,
In
City-
that
Hello.
manner.
City don't chase titles. They
Hello,
hunt them.
let's leave Manchester City. They seem to be on a very, very beautiful run now. Bernardo Silva has just been announced that I will be leaving, and I want to believe that I want to leave with as many titles as possible.
One last hurrah.
Possibly Pep Guardiola will be leaving too. He wants to leave with as many titles as possible. Quickly, let's look at Chelsea. Chelsea won against Port Vale. There's something I want to say in Yoruba, but let me see if I can translate in English.
Don't.
It is the person that you can beat. That's the person that you fight. That's what Chelsea just did. Playing against Port Vale. You people scored 7 goals to 0.
When you guys were doing Portsmouth 4-0 at the Emirates,
Portsmouth and Port Vale. At all now.
There's
a difference.
There is no difference. There is no difference. They are both from, I think they are League One opposition. So now let's look at that game. Chelsea have been inconsistent this season. It is well documented that they are not beat. So that is.
Has Chelsea found their level?
This is not about Chelsea finding their level. It is what if Arsenal has done that. If they had done that against Southampton, Arsenal won't be saying this, because once
talk about your club.
No.
Everything
We are
you said today is about
we are always coming back
Talk
because
about your club.
What
Leave
happened?
Arsenal.
no. I will not. No.
Let's just we have.
Sure, you are facing Man City.
We have less time to go.
Of course, Man City can beat us now, and that will not be
We
anything.
have
I
less
will go
time
to
to
Europe.
go.
It doesn't concern anybody.
Let me ask: can Chelsea win the FA Cup?
Chelsea have every opportunity because Chelsea has shown themselves to be a cup team. Yes.
Now
yes.
it's Chelsea. Chelsea have shown themselves to be a cup team.
No. Over the years, look at it
Elizabeth.
now. Every season, we have always managed to reach a final.
Congratulations, Elizabeth.
Yes.
Can
Is it
Chelsea
true?
salvage their season with this FA Cup win? If Liam Arsenal wins the FA Cup, can we say this is a successful season for Chelsea?
They cannot even win the FA Cup. So let's just even leave if
Of course
when
nah.
all those conditional and
Of
adjective
course
phrases.
now. Of
they
course
can't
now.
win
New way they
anything.
disguise.
Now,
You-
this Port Vale match would not reflect what they've done so far. I mean, before this match, they've lost 4 consecutive matches.
You were just
no
losing,
win,
just doing
no
giveaway.
goals, nothing. No goal of the month to celebrate with. So yes. So if you want to
All right.
use
You
a
want to
Port
go that
Vale
route?
7-0 win,
It's fine,
at
it's
home,
fine. I'm more than
Stamford Bridge
welcome.
to judge yourself. I
Yes.
think you're on a long term.
Yeah.
So you are facing Manchester City in 5 days. What
Yes.
can you put up? So for me, I don't think let's start thinking
We don't
of
want
them
to put up
salvaging
anything.
their season in their probably with FA Cup or whatever.
We don't
Let
want to
them
sign
just
anything.
manage.
I think it's very, very poor
We don't want to
from
salvage
Chelsea
anything.
fans if they are saying that they don't want to salvage anything.
We don't want to
against
salvage
Manchester
anything.
City. It shows poor mentality.
Of course.
And what you really are as a club. That's a package from us to you at Score City. Please remember to follow us on all our social media handles at Score City NG on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X. We are available for you all the time. Premium sporting content. Please remember to follow us too on our YouTube page at Score City NG. Like, share, and subscribe. We love you. I remain Adobindade Adedamola. Thank you, Elizabeth, for coming. Thank you, Midi, for coming.
It's my pleasure.
See you next time.